Welcome back. My name is Dr. Zia. This is my lecture series on strategic planning and management. In this is lecture number 12. I'm going to talk about strategic analysis tools, as we know that it is a process of conducting research on the business environment within which an organization operates and on the organization itself in order to formulate a strategy. Previously, we talked about SWOT and then PEST analysis. In this lecture, I'm going to talk about the next strategic analysis tool, that is called Porter's 5 Forces analysis. Porter's 5 Forces analysis or of competitive position analysis was developed in 1979 by Michael E. Porter of Harvard Business School as a simple framework for assessing and evaluating the competitive strength and position of a business organization. Let me tell you that this theory is based on the concept that there are five forces which determine the competitive intensity and attractiveness of the market. Porter's 5 forces help to identify where power lies in a business situation. This is useful both in understanding the strength of an organizational current competitive position and the strength of position that an organization may look to move into. That is important. Strategic analysts often use Porter's 5 forces to understand whether new products or services are potentially profitable or not profitable. By understanding where power lies, the theory can also be used to identify areas of strengths, to improve weaknesses, and to avoid mistakes. So this is important tool. Let's go in detail of the 5 forces, bit detail. The first one is called supplier's power. It is the assessment of how easy it is for suppliers to drive up prices. This is driven by number of suppliers of each essential input, the uniqueness of their product or service, the relative size and strength of the supplier, the cost of switching from one supplier to another. So these are the few aspects which is called supplier power in Porter's 5 forces model. The second one is called buyer power. Buyer power mean an assessment of how easy it is for buyers to drive prices down. This is driven by number of buyers in the market, the importance of each individual buyer to the organization, the cost to buyer of switching from one supplier to another. If a business has just a few powerful buyers, they are often able to dictate the terms. Let me tell you. The third force is called competitive rivalry. Competitive rivalry means the key driver is the number and capability of competitors in the market. Many competitors offering undifferentiated products and services will do what? Will reduce the market attractiveness. And the last one is called threat of substitute, rather the second last. Where close substitute products exist in the market, it increases the likelihood of customers switching to alternative in response to price increase. This reduces both the power of supplier and the attractiveness of the market. And the last one is called threat of new entry. This is the fifth force, threat of new entry. Profitable markets attract new entrants, which erodes profitability. Unless incumbents have strong and durable barriers to entry, for example, patents, economies of scale, capital requirements, or government policies, then profitability will decline to a competitive rate. So let's recap. In this lecture, we talked about Porter's five forces model. Let's recap in diagrammatic depiction. Number one was threats of substitution. Example, buyer switching cost, buyer propensity to substitute, product differentiation, etc. etc. Second, buyer's power include buyer information, buyer volume, buyer price sensitivity, switching cost, bargaining leverage, etc., etc., so on and so forth. Then the rivalry. Rivalry examples may include number of competitors, size of the competitors, industry growth rate, differentiation, exit barriers, as many people, many organizations, they borrow or get the loan and they do business on that bank loan or any other. The last one is suppliers power. Second last is suppliers power. For example, supplier concentration, importance of volume to supplier, cost relative to selling price can be great example. Based on Michael Porter five forces of competitive position model, let me tell you that the final one is called threat of new entry. The examples could be switching costs, economies of scale, learning curve, capital requirement, or you can call patents, etc. etc. So, on the basis of Porter's five forces model, let's recap. The first one was supplier's power, the second one was buyer's power, the third one was competitive rivalry, and number fourth was threat of substitution, and number fifth was threat of new entry. My name is Dr. Zia. I thank you very much. Please subscribe to my channel and share with your friends and fellows. I thank you very much.